So it seems like in Modern Warfare 2, suppressors have been severely nerfed when it comes to this game because they con your ADS way too much. This video is going to go over what are the best suppressors to use that do not con your ADS nearly as much as the others. Now quickly, how we tested this is we chose 3 different weapons. We took the M4, the Lockman Sub, and the TAC-V. One's from the assault rifle category, from the submachine guns, and then from the battle rifles. These are 3 very popular weapon categories at the minute. And then we took all of the suppressors that help with bullet velocity. Now, we didn't choose certain suppressors, for example, the broadhead on the M4, and that's because it does not help with bullet velocity. And if you are going to choose a suppressor, you might as well get that bonus because it's the only kind of muzzle attachments that help with bullet velocity, and it's something that you definitely want from it. So we only took those ones. So let's get on into some of the details. Now, we took all of these stats from the game and we tested them ourselves. We got bullet velocity values from the game itself at 96 meters. It was the only line of sight I could find long enough on the 6v6 maps to actually get some kind of bullet velocity values. Now, personally, I would have liked to have tested this maybe on some of the larger scale maps, but we can't get that in private match, unfortunately, at the moment. Then we did test ADS as well for all these suppressors, and then we also tested the percentage increase of bullet velocity. So basically, how much extra bullet velocity do you get with that suppressor? And then we also calculate the percentage decrease of your ADS time. So essentially what we're looking for here is the highest bullet velocity with the lowest or the lowest number of ADS here. So that's what we're looking for. Now, we tested the Lockman Sub, we tested the RR40 suppressor, which again, we'll show you those in game. We've kind of shortened down the names just so they fit on the spreadsheet and don't take up too much space, but you can find these in the game as well. We did the exact same for the M4 here as well. So as you can see, these are the M4 suppressors, and then we did the exact same for the TAC-V. When it comes to the Lockman Sub, it's kind of hard to really choose here because if you're looking at bullet velocity, a 17% increase is not massive, but you do get a 30% con to your ADS time, which is actually quite a big con in my opinion. But if you are going to take a 30% con, you may as well take a 40% con by an extra 10%, which is not going to be all that much noticeable. But you do get 40% extra bullet velocity, and that is with the EXF suppressor. Now, again, this one will show you in game, but we also did some recoil testing as well. When it comes to the M4, we actually found one that stands out above the rest, and that is the covert suppressor. As you see here, it doesn't con your aim down sight time from our testing anyway, and if it does give you a con, it's very negligible, so you won't notice it at all in game, but it does give you a 33% bullet velocity increase, which is absolutely insane for no cons, and that is the covert suppressor. So this one is definitely going to be a solid choice, especially since it does also help with recoil control as well. Lastly, on the TAC-V now, we've got a couple of suppressors once again, and the one that I would point out here probably being the best would actually be the polar fire. Now, the reason for that is because it does con the ADS the least by 12%, but you do get basically one of the best bullet velocities with this suppressor. Now, you do get a slightly lesser con with the Husher suppressor. However, the bullet velocity bonus is 11%, and to be honest, you're not going to notice that too much in game, especially on 6v6. So we also did some recoil testing as well, just to see which suppressors actually help the best with recoil. Now, the base Lockman Sub we have on the very left here, so you can compare to the rest. We've got the RR40, the MKV, the EXF, which is the one that I said was the best for bullet velocity, but cons your aim down sight time, that 40%. Then we've got the Black Kite and then the SA99, which I've shortened down the name for. But the EXF does actually help quite a bit of recoil, especially that side to side at the start of the recoil pattern, and it makes it pretty much straight vertical as well. So it does basically give you a huge buff to recoil control, not only to bullet velocity. So it's kind of a good trade-off. You're getting 2 massive benefits with 1 con. Next up we have the M4 with the base on the very left, then we've got the XG6, the mono, the Ecoless, the D20, and then the covert, which is the one I would recommend the most. In terms of recoil control, it doesn't really look like it's doing too much in my opinion. Maybe at the little bit at the start of the recoil pattern it's helping a tiny bit, but I don't think it's helping too much for recoil. But once again, you are getting a massive bullet velocity bonus as well as sound suppression without any con to ADS, so it's basically going to be the best option regardless. Lastly, we've got the TAC 56 when it comes to suppressors. We've got the base on the very left, the Talon, the Polar Fire, which is the next one, which is down the middle here, which is the one I recommended because it does help with recoil, but also gives you a good bonus to bullet velocity without too much of a con to your ADS. We've got the Husher, the DX90, and the Zulu as well. The rest of these suppressors don't really look like they're helping too much when it comes to recoil. So quickly showing you the suppressors in game so you know the full name of them is the EXF Huntress for the Lockman sub. Now this is going to help with sound suppression, bullet velocity, recoil smoothness, and recoil control. And like I said with the submachine guns though, I don't really think it's necessary to have a suppressor on there in the first place. Unless you want to make it like a more sniper support type weapon, then maybe you can definitely go for this. But like I said, this is the one that you want to be going for on submachine guns, and there's an equivalent of this suppressor on some of the other weapons as well. So for example, the Vel 46 has this exact suppressor if you want to use it on that gun, and the Vaznev also has it as well. Moving on over into the M4 now, we've got the FSS Covert V. This is the covert suppressor that I was talking about that does not con your aim down sight time, even though it does stay in game, which is absolutely ideal. So you do get sound suppression, bullet velocity, and recoil smoothness, which is not really a massively decent stat. And the good thing about it is that you can also equip this on guns like the TAC 56, which is a very popular assault rifle. And lastly, we've got the TAC V here with the Polar Fire S suppressor, and this is going to be sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, and smoothness, as well as that con to aim down sight. Now, like I said, this is the best balance out of bullet velocity without too much of an ADS con. The cool thing is you can also get it on the Luckman 7.62, which is quite a popular marksman or battle rifle in this game at the moment, so you also get it on this weapon. So like I said, hopefully this also works on the other weapons we mentioned as well. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.